I'm inside the Emergency Operations Center run by the County of Los Angeles here with Governor Gavin Newsom. Governor, thanks for joining us live on MSNBC.
Good to be with you.
So this is, as I said, the Emergency Operations Center. I wonder how you would characterize the events that are unfolding in Los Angeles right now. Is it an emergency? Is it Fox News is calling it the LA riots? Is it a peaceful protest? What's happening and what are you seeing?
Well, I mean, look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act, and we're going to test that theory with a lawsuit tomorrow.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Sorry to interrupt you, but Governor, so that's news. If you're going to sue the administration, tell me a little bit about it. Give us a preview of this lawsuit.
Well, under his executive order, it specifically notes, and under what the DOD did, is they had to coordinate with the governor of the state. They never coordinate with the governor of the state. I've worked with the National Guard. We've deployed the National Guard. We did 3,000+ folks have been doing logistics work and fire recovery work, and they're fighting the fires, the rattlesnake teams. We did the same back in George Floyd. We have no problem working collaboratively in a mutual aid system with local law enforcement, but there's a protocol, there's a process. He didn't care about that. And the worst part, he completely lied. He said in a tweet that everything's now safe, everything's fine. Is that the case, Mr. Trump? He said because he deployed the National Guard. The Guard hadn't even been deployed when he said this. It's Orwellian. Simply lying to people. Unconstitutional, illegal act. His mess. We're trying to clean it up.
His mess of trying to remove illegal migrants, because I want to actually paint this picture so that you'll get a clear understanding of what you're dealing with over here in Los Angeles. Trump deployed the National Guard because ICE agents were being assaulted and absolutely got their butts kicked by citizens and illegals after they arrested people that wasn't supposed to be in this country, many of whom actually committed crimes in this country. The Los Angeles Police Department was told to stand down and not help ICE at all. So federal officers were not assisted by local police officers. People absolutely start destroying and tearing up all of Los Angeles, similarly to how they had been doing the previous week and the week before, after they had the trains spray painted and all of the businesses destroyed. At some point, Trump said, hey, we need to deploy the National Guard to protect federal buildings and to protect businesses. And so now Gavin Newsom is telling you that the situation was exacerbated, not by criminals and criminal activity, but by Trump protecting United States government property, citizens, and buildings, as well as businesses. And this is y'all leader, Gavin Newsom. You guys hadn't heard from Gavin Newsom at all, not even a little bit during this whole situation. Gavin Newsom has been MIA. Karen Bass and Hakeem Jeffries have been practically advocating for immigration agents' addresses and things like that to be appearing online so that they can be doxxed. This is the liberal left. These are the people that basically are upending what happens in America so that, it be open and available to everybody, including illegal migrants, with healthcare coverage, with all of the opportunities, with under-the-table wages, committing crimes. They won't even say Laken Riley's name. And now you see Gavin Newsom sitting here saying that he wants to file a lawsuit against the Trump administration because he had to step in and protect the United States of America and Los Angeles from completely burning to the ground from people that are committing crimes. And if you've seen any of this footage, if you've seen any of the video, it's some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. But he'll pull up on MSNBC and be having these conversations nice and safe, acting like he's really busy.
You're saying that the President of the United States has made the situation on the ground here in Los Angeles less safe. What do you know about immigration enforcement today? Has there been any ICE raids in the city today? Are they coordinating with you on that at all? Are they giving you a heads up?
Of course they're not coordinating.
Why would they coordinate when you guys already said that you wouldn't want to work with Tom Homan and immigration officials on getting people out of there that's not supposed to be here?
Told in just a recent briefing just a few minutes ago there was small activity in the county and not in the city proper. But look, you made a point a moment ago. These images are unacceptable. These kids on the car, the folks that are taking advantage of this, these aren't peaceful protesters, a lot of these folks, a lot of great people out there
Finally
doing the right thing.
Right?
But you get these insurgent groups coming in, sort of these anarchists that are in there to create real problems. and they're just playing right into Donald Trump's hand. And they need to be called out. They need to be arrested. It is wrong to destroy other people's property, and it is wrong to create the conditions that only exacerbate this. But Donald Trump, at the end of the day, is the sponsor of these conditions.
Let me give you
So they're not arresting nobody. The Los Angeles Police Department, the California Patrol, Highway Patrol, the sheriffs, nobody is arresting any of these people that's doing none of this stuff. And they're blaming it on Donald Trump for trying to get some control and saying that people are going to be prosecuted on a federal level if they continue to do this stuff against the United States of America. Amazing.
opportunity. You mentioned that there are people out there causing mischief and mayhem. What's your message to those people who are out there tonight? Not the peaceful protesters that are out there protesting for the rights of immigrants, but for the people that are doing damage to buildings, to law enforcement out there.
Well, they're doing more than damage to buildings and to property. They're potentially damaging the very foundation of our republic. The democracy.
Now, you had to write the republic
in the balance. I mean, you're seeing these authoritarian tendencies now are being acted out by this administration. And we're case
Why did he keep saying this administration instead of addressing the people that's tearing up the city?
As it relates to nationalizing, federalizing the National Guard, threatening now to put in Marines. So I hope these people would pause and just consider. Now, some of them, they want that kind of chaos. Some ways, they're adjacent to where Donald Trump is. But the peaceful protesters, we want to keep them safe. We want them to exercise their fundamental rights. We want to keep those that are enforcing the laws in a respectful and responsible way also safe. But Donald Trump needs to pull back. He needs to stand down. Donald Trump is inflaming these conditions. This is Donald Trump's problem right now, and if he can't solve it, we will.
He continues to, as always, hit you hard publicly. Just 10 minutes ago, he put out another Truth Social telling you and the mayor to apologize to the people of Los Angeles. You guys go at it pretty hard publicly, but I know you talk privately. Have you spoken in the last couple of days to the president about any of this?
Yeah, we talked for almost 20 minutes, and this issue never came up. I mean, I kept trying to talk about L.A. He wanted to talk about all these other issues. We had a very decent conversation.
When was this?
This was late Friday night, I think about 1:30 plus his time.
After the protests had started here.
After the protests, and he never once brought up the National Guard. He's a stone-cold liar. He said he did. Stone-cold liar. Never did. It was a very civil conversation. I've always wanted to approach engagement with the President of the United States in a respectful and responsible way. But there's no working with the President. There's only working for him. And I will never work for Donald Trump.
Did you mention at all to him in that phone call on Friday night the types of raids that were happening in your state on Friday? You know, there are reports that and video of enforcement operations happening in ways that they haven't traditionally. ICE officers going to Home Depots around Los Angeles and picking off day laborers. Did you bring that up with him?
The conversation started with the frame of what's happening in L.A. He immediately pivoted to other interests and other things.
Do you think he was aware of what was happening in Los Angeles?
I think I'm more than aware. And obviously, he was setting this up to take these additional steps.
This was a setup.
And I'm not saying he was setting things up. I'm not saying it was a setup. But clearly, they were in the process of moving to these next steps because out of nowhere, just a few hours after that conversation, he moves to pull the trigger under this construct under Title 10 and then created and exacerbated the conditions that are persisting today.
I need these liberal, you know what, honestly, I was about to say I need these liberals and all of these people to start taking accountability for the space that they in, but I don't even want them to do that. I wish, it's hard to be stuck between a rock and a hard place because on one hand, I could say that I wish that they would just let them police themselves and let them handle it according to whatever it is that they want to do. And that way they can completely remove responsibility from Donald Trump from trying to save them from themselves. But let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Tanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.